What's up? I'm Najee, and you're here with Put in Work TV.
Najee, welcome to Put in Work TV. We have enjoyed watching your journey and growth as an artist in the New England music scene and really want to hear more about your story. Our focus is allowing our guests to tell their stories front and center without judgment or opinion. So let's dive in. How did it all begin?
Alright, so my story started off in Jamaica Plain. My parents were married. Got an older sister, and pretty much they raised me. It was really my dad. My mom was heavy with the nurturing. Her role was a mother, like the best role she played. But my dad, he made it so he was the one who was like signing me up for a lot of different activities, musical, extracurricular, sports, whatever the case may be. So he made it so that in the crib growing up, there was always music playing. He gave me the freedom to play whatever it was that I wanted. He was heavy with percussions. A lot of times he would call me out to the garage while he was working out to just like accompany him and play the drums with what was playing on the radio. So he was already on like training my ear to do that. So from there, there was like a period in my life where I wasn't infusing my life with music. I would say that's like from like 8 to 12. 8 to 12, it wasn't like no heavy music. I was obese for my age. I started eating more. Then I played football. Then I got into high school. But it was always the idea of wanting to see myself on a higher pedestal was always there. And this was the period where I was trying to figure out like, all right, what can I do? Then jerking came out and people were dancing, so I'm like, all right, it's not that I can't dance, but I'm just not that I don't care that much to be practicing or whatever. So I just went back to what comes natural, and that's writing. And from there, I was living with my dad once my parents divorced in Roxbury, and my cousin Alexis was a rapper, and he had this setup in his room. So I would always hear him rapping and everything, and one day I was just like, yo, bro, I wanna try it out. So I wrote the verse. He recorded me. As soon as I heard my own voice, I was like, whoa, that was different for me. So from there, I got the bug in me. I'm like, all right, I want to keep hearing my voice. This feeling that I'm getting I like this feeling. This may be it. This might be my thing right here. So I just keep pushing, and then high school comes, Lion Academy comes. I'm like, all right, I wanna drop out and do the whole rapper artist thing and just follow my dreams, but I don't have a producer. So I was, that was in the back of my head, walking in high school all the time, like, damn, I need a producer. I don't want to be one of them dudes that the majority of his music is on YouTube and his remixes. So lo and behold, the first day that I have my CDs, that I'm selling my CDs, I bump into Gibby. So I bump into him, and I had already been seeing him years prior, but I bump into Gibby, and I'm like, yo, bro, here's my tape, but I fuck with you. You don't even gotta pay me or nothing. Like, just here. He's like, yo, you make music? And then from there, I'm like, yeah. And he's like, me too. And then I'm like, wow, I've been walking by you every single day in the morning, and I had no idea. So, but I did, I guess. And yeah, that basically started. I'm like, all right, so now I got a producer. I got it now. So from there, I just recorded out of the Boys and Girls Club. I took Gibby once to the Boys and Girls Club, and he was like, yo, I got to set up at the crib. Like, wow, you don't got to do that anymore. And the rest is history from there. We had gotten our first, like, management, and we got our first cosign, or our introduction to like real industry work and accredited work with Sebastian Michael, and from there it's been up, bro. We just keeping that engine of creation going, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
You know what I'm saying? So you just talked about a long breadth of time, you know what I'm saying, from when you were a child playing drums with your pops to basically right now, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I really want to talk about, like, what was it like growing up in Boston, in New England?
For me, it was great. I can't complain. I went to after school. So when school was over, I was always in a program, and that kept me busy. My parents always wanted to keep me busy. As soon as I was a good kid, like I did my homework, got good grades and everything. So my imagination was always left to roam because I got what had to get done. In terms of academia work. But my imagination was always left to roam, and my parents and my family are very family oriented. So I was always around family, always around love. There's a lot of joy growing up for me in New England. So yeah, it was great.
So I also heard you say you always wanted higher for yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And I really want to know, like, what is that? What is that part of yourself that wants more for yourself? What is that motivation?
The motivation is the knowing that I deserve everything, because I am a part of everything. I'm one with everything. If I break down like my existence, even scientifically, let alone how I feel and know spiritually, but because I know that I deserve the world, I'm a part of the world, a part of the cosmos. I'm not gonna settle for just worthless things. I'm not gonna settle for worthless relationships, worthless interactions, being in places that I don't have to be, talk to people that I don't necessarily have to talk to. And yeah, that desire to, that purification and that standard is what we all deserve. It's not just me. I feel like everybody deserves to have a standard of living. And that's how I'm setting it up.
And so you're talking about like the purification and also like the value of not wasting your time and doing things that's like valuable. Yeah. And you've really dedicated like half your life to music. Yeah. Like maybe even more than that. Mm-hmm. So talk to me about the love of the music and like what that love brings out of you.
Music has saved me in so many instances, man. It's been it's more, for me, music has served as a teacher. It's served as a healer, a mirror. It's not even, I don't even look at music as notes or notation. It's like a reflection more so of where I see myself as, and it's a pool of water open for me to shape however I want to, and that relationship and that mindset I've been marrying with that lately, and my connection with the music I've been making lately it's been like water. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah.
Got you.
Well, did I answer your question? I don't know.
You answered the question. You feel me? Yeah. I think like up next. So, how? You know, I'm feeling brevity. You know what I'm saying? Like heaviness, weight with all your words and how you regard music and life. You know what I'm saying? So it really makes me wonder about your process. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you go about your process of creating something that you take so serious and regard as yourself?
All right. So when it's time to create, I'm not even gonna, when I know it's like a creation, because I have creation days. When I'm having a good week and I'm like disciplined and routine, I have creation days. So I'm gonna just skip the day and we in the studio, right? So my process now, I already just can come. I try to conceptualize what I want the song to be about, or if we have an idea, if it's a collaborative session, conceptualize the concept of the song, and then from there, usually the melody comes. The beat, however the beat sounds, like I'll go with the melody, find the melody, and then put words to the melody. The hook is like the biggest part of the song, so I try and focus on like a pre-hook and a hook, and then from there a bridge, and then the verses come in between. But if I lay down the pre-hook and the hook first, and then like I'm listening to that, and I haven't come up with the verses yet, but I still have the concept. I just fill it in, like the same was right there. Now, yeah, that's the process.
So like I said, you have a long span of history of making music, you know what I'm saying, and you're like a recording professional. How much would you say for your process is like intuitive, and how much of it is like I learned this over time, like I do this is what I do every time, you know, like is there a formula, or is it like I'm following my heart and my mind?
So right now it's more so I'm following. I'm not even trying to lead. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm just, whatever comes to my head, like I'm gonna do it. And then I trust the components within the studio, within that space, that whatever else has to be added, as long as the intention is there coming from me, I trust that as well. So I'm in the following stage right now. Only time I have to lead is in the performance, like when I perform.
Gotcha.
But the creation process is like the following. I take the seat.
Can you talk to me about the first time you got in front of a crowd, and like what that felt like and was like for you?
Yeah, my first performance that I can remember where I made people cry was second grade. I was singing Silent Night at the Elliott Educational Center. It was like on a Wednesday, and I had the solo to sing Silent Night. That was my first in the church assembly. And then, but earlier when I was young, like 4 or 5, like there was math and my cousin PJ, there's like stories that where I would like run up on stage. Like that aspect has never been an issue for me, like being in front of people like that. But the timeline, okay, so yep, that was the first one, Silent Night. And then like my first job with Project You Police and Partnership, I think it was with Project Hip Hop, where we got to perform at the Strand Theater. Then it started to get a little bigger from there, and then with the Boys and Girls Club, they did their annual conference. Then that was like my first like big performance, like right there. That performance, that was, I would say, in that moment at the conference, I was like, whoa. And my verse that I had to rap, I came up with like an hour before, and I didn't even remember it. But just that momentum and energy, like feeling energized, and just being in front of mad people, that was a great feeling for me. But truth be told, the first performance I had at the Boys and Girls Club, where my parents was in the room together since they've been divorced, that was the performance that shook everything for me, because I'm like, wow, my music was able to bring them in the room. I ain't seen them in the room since they was married. Like that's what if my shit can do that, then I have to keep doing this, because I would love for them to be back together. That's what my mindset was there. So that show, I was probably like 16, 17. That was a show where they was both in the room. That was like, all right, I was on a mission from then to create music that'll bring not only them but the world.
Yeah. So
shit of that nature.
I'm not following. So you're 16, 17. You're performing at the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
Are you rapping?
Yeah, rapping.
And this is your lyrics. Well, obviously.
Yeah.
It was really unexpected when you said that your first performance, you was like 3, 4 years old singing Silent Night. That's not the answer I expected to hear.
Second grade, yeah.
Second grade, my fault.
I was like 8.
Yeah.
8 or 9, yeah.
So you've been on the stage for a minute, you know what I'm saying?
I've been in front of people, yeah.
Talk to me about your first project, like your first mixtape.
My first mixtape was called 14 Doors in a Milkshake. And this was the project that I told my dad, yo, Dad, I'm rapping. He was like, oh, you rapping? Okay. You got to make a project without any swears. And then I really believe it. So that was that, 14 songs. I remixed a whole bunch of like songs that was out then. And that's the one that I was selling in high school. And then from there, in high school, when my first project with Gibby was called Taylor Towns. And then Blue Manifesto. And then from Blue Manifesto, Purple Earth Theory, As Is. And then, yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel like releasing those projects changed you? And also, like, in turn, maybe changed the world?
So, for me, Blue Manifesto, the first Blue Manifesto was the time where I got to see my power in my divinity and my gift. Well, let me not say gift. My what I set myself up to come easy to, if you get what I'm saying. Because I was able to listen to my lyrics a lot. I was in college. I was free. Like, I was just isolated. So Blue Manifesto really showed me and reminded me, like, yo, you got something going. Keep this shit going. Keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing. That was the project. And then from there, I'm like, all right, now I got to be more expansive. I got to expand my mind even more, and in a way where I can have other people feel this based off of what they're listening from me.
Yeah.
Of the whole expansive thought.
So, you dropped Blue Manifesto, you dropped Purple Earth Theory, you know what I'm saying? One of those got you Boston Music Awards performance. Acclaim, my fault.
Yeah, Purple Earth Theory.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Talk to me about that. Like, how did it feel getting recognized by
that was fire.
We would consider the institutions of Boston and New England? How did it feel?
So that was 2019. And prior to 2019, 2018 was like my first big break for my career. Like, I got my first music check. I was being flown out to Miami for Atlantic to write. I'm doing my songwriter hustle. And then 2019, when the awards came out, that was like, it was a great feeling to feel that I was being acknowledged. Like, wow, word. I don't even consider myself a singer, but y'all put me in an R&B. At that time, I didn't consider myself under the categories that they have elected me for. But I was like, this is great. And then we got to perform. The performance, like a lot of my family members was there. People have flown out to see it. So I was like, wow, like, I'm not, yeah, that performance was great. I still think about that performance. I forgot the question though. I'm not gonna lie. What?
I was just generally asking, like, what it felt like to be recognized.
Oh yeah. That shit was woo. It felt so good. It was reaffirming. It was like the pat on my back that I needed. Like, yeah, you on the right track. You in line. This is what's supposed to be happening. And the fact that the city is, you know, your name's there. That's good for your state right now. This is good. Yeah.
So, like, talking about the state, how do you feel about the scene of the region? You know what I'm saying, in terms of New England, in terms of its infrastructure, the people, the players, all that. How do you feel about it as an artist, especially a successful artist in the scene?
I feel like right now the region is blossoming and is on track. You okay, baby? You let it go.
I'm okay. Yeah.
The region is blossoming, man. It's on track to fully come in season. Everybody individually has been working and putting in the right intentions to get the scope on us as we should, as we deserve it, back to how shit used to be. Because Massachusetts the New England pipeline was always a thing. During the Renaissance, during like it was always a thing. So yeah, it's about time, and it's almost there. I'm looking forward to what the state, the region has to offer. Some dope shit. Yeah.
Alright, so I feel like I definitely skipped this part. Not skipped it, but I've just been saving it a little bit for last. So tell me about Most High Kingdom, because tell me about Most High Kingdom.
Okay. What about him?
Just tell me, because
Alright. Most High Kingdom is made up of Sean Wire, Give DJ, Milkshot Benedict, Sorrel Music, and myself. Those are the artists. Yeah. Including myself, that makes us 5.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes us 5. And originally there were other artists like the original founder members, Shy RZA, Cliff Camel, those are still the homies. But yeah, it started off with Shy RZA, Cliff Camel, me, Sean, Gibb, and then Milk came, and then later, like last year, Sorrel came along. But essentially, the idea of Most High Kingdom is a collective threshold of creatives, of whatever valuable offering you can on earth as a person you have, like just the manifestation of that and harnessing of that, bringing it to the table. Yeah, that's pretty much everybody of Most High Kingdom. Sean Wire, so everybody's doing like their own thing, making music. When we come together, we come together. When we don't, everybody still does their own thing. But yeah, they just so happen to be my relatives as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I bring it up because Most High Kingdom is definitely legendary in Boston. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And to me personally as well. You know what I'm saying? But this ain't about me. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to know about like how, what was it like, growing up, making music, like you're like 16, 17 to like your early 20s, you know what I'm saying? And you're part of this legendary group making an impact on the scene, you know what I'm saying? Like, tell me about that. How, or maybe, let me be more specific. How have you changed since then? You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're a more senior, matured artist now. Before that, you was a little early before, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that growth, you feel me? So,
Okay. Since Most High and being
yeah.
where I am now.
Yeah, just that span of time, you know what I'm saying? Like, what's changed and what's it stayed the same?
Whoa, since the span, what has, alright. So now I'm changing every day. So I'm not the same person I was when you saw me get out the car till right now. So I'm kind of increasing my back to the standard. I'm just I'm improving my own standard for myself, for my own environment, my inner environment, because that's what I deserve. And so what's in is gonna be out, and as above, so below. That's kind of what's been going on the whole time, my whole life. So yeah, it's just that heightened,
Gotcha.
pretty much. Yeah.
It does. Alright. I know recently, you know what I'm saying, you started a new venture, making delicious, healthy food. Tell me a little bit about that.
Earth Life. Okay. We a vegan alkaline catering service. We do in-home cooking. We do cookbooks. We do, what's so funny?
The voice.
We cater events. You know what I'm saying? We do all organic product. We aim for like the seeded fruits if we're juicing, smoothies, with the burro banana plantains. But yeah, man, we are creating the menu for what they said was incurable. This is Earth Life.
So, what have your biggest takeaways been from your journey thus far?
My biggest takeaway from my journey thus far has been creating it. As I'm creating it still. Every moment that I can create it, I'm able to create it. Is when you wake up, I'm creating the journey that I want. And to have no worries at the end of the day, no fear, no attachment to the creation or like just gratefulness and being thankful and coming from your heart and love. Everything else will come the way it should. That's what I took out and have been taking out from my journey so far. That I'm still creating it. And yeah.
So if there's like one song that you're telling people to listen to that you made, that people have to listen to, and you feel like best represents you in your journey thus far, what song are you telling people to listen to, and why that song?
I would say 2020 Vision. Like right now, 2020 Vision is up to date with what's going on with me right now. Have that be the introductory. From there, the world is yours. You can listen to the This Time I'm Leaving, the Must Be's, my Purple Alert, the Blue Manifesto Project Deluxe, Blue Manifesto Deluxe. After listening to 2020 Vision, listen to Blue Manifesto Deluxe, and then go back in time, listen to Purple Earth Theory, and then go on my website and listen to As Is, and then listen to As Is, to Purple Earth Theory, and Blue Manifesto Deluxe. Yeah.
And so, what has been your biggest challenge? Like your biggest challenge in your entire, or even let's not even do your entire. Most recently, what has been your biggest challenge for the Najee right here and right now?
The biggest challenge for me has been to not. The biggest challenge for me has been slowing down. Like that has been my biggest challenge, because I tend to think sometimes too ahead of myself, and it speeds me up instead of just showing myself who I don't have to do nothing really. I could just just take my time with things. From when it comes to speaking, when it comes to my movement, I got big feet, so sometimes I trip when I shouldn't, or stumble when I shouldn't. So just slowing down, period, has been it's not even a challenge. It's just an ongoing thing that will never go away. Just like controlling my ego was just an ongoing thing that'll never go away.
So, what would you say you value and maybe even enjoy the most?
I value truth. I value love. I value moments to myself, moments with my partner, really. Family. But really, the moments that I have with myself and my partner are like the best moments. Because we figured it out. We cracked the code together. So that's what I value.
If you could give any words or advice to people about, like, I would say achieving happiness, because I get that from you. I get fulfillment and happiness and gratitude from you right now. But what words would you give to people about getting that thing? You know what I'm saying? Because you've had a journey, and like you haven't always been here. You know what I'm saying? And don't let me put words in your mouth either. You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel like that's not a place you're at. But if you do feel like that, like, what advice do you got for people to reach the place that you are in?
To always keep in mind of the imagination that they had when they was young, when they was children. Like that spark of fearlessness, that no cap, that space that you hold in your head is what you should carry with you every single day. Out of music, as an artist, whatever, just for life, period, because that's what's going to bring true joy and fulfillment. It's all about the fulfillment, like at the end of the day. So you could have all the fucking physical shit you want, but, and we see examples of people who have all the physical things in the world, where that leads them, and at the end of the day, how they feel. Like, nah. So
I feel like we've hit a lot of topics, and so do you have any last messages that you want to give to the people in Put in Work TV?
Look, man, we're stronger together. It's time to unlearn, relearn. It's time to open up our minds. It's time to go inward and find God inward. Like, God is inside. Alright? God is inside. It's time to not act like we can't ignore karma anymore. We can't ignore the trash you see outside your crib when you walk by it. We can't ignore none of that no more. It's time to bring back the harmony. It's time to bring back shit together. You know what I'm saying? And it's time to fortify our minds. Put in Work Studios, yo. Thank y'all, man. I love y'all, man. Put in work. You gotta do it every day. Spiritually, physically, mentally, however you want to put in work, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Ooh.